Okay, I just got the notification online that the Mac Pro is on the truck for delivery today. That's a day early, so I guess I can expect it a day early. I'll believe it when I see it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start breaking down the old workstation here, getting ready for the new machine. Okay, and this is a staging area for some of the components I've been collecting for the new system, and also this is going to be where I set up the old system as a backup workstation, and it will also be used for training and so forth, but we'll have that entire system set up here as a backup system. Okay, thanks to the efficiency of Federal Express, my Mac Pro is actually here a day early. It went from China to Hong Kong to Alaska to New Jersey to Dulles Airport to Hagerstown, then to here. And it did so in I think about 4 days, maybe 5 days counting the weekend. So got here pretty quick from China, and we're going to go ahead and unbox it, and we're going to talk about why we're upgrading our 24-inch iMac setup to the Mac Pro, and we're going to install some RAM and some hard drives and so forth. So without further ado, let's get on to the unboxing. And by the way, I'm shooting this with a Sony NEX5 video camera. By the way, this is very heavy. You got to bend at the knees when you're picking this puppy up. This probably has the keyboard in it and so forth. So I've got that in front of the camera here. By the way, it's a 16mm lens on this video camera, so it's kind of a wide-angle lens. There's the standard wired keyboard, because I like the keypad. Wireless one does not have the keypad. And then there, I guess, is the Magic Mouse underneath there. Some more documentation. Everything, Mac, everything else. I guess software. So set it over here in my staging area. And power cord. Fairly standard cord for a Mac Apple machine. Then this is a USB extension. Nice that it came with that. I guess to use with the keyboard, because sometimes the keyboard on a Mac Pro setup is going to be further away. Let me straighten this. Well, view looks okay. All right. This out of here, and looks like from here I can just kind of lift the machine out. Just see here, yep, lifting it straight out. Again, it's kind of heavy, but the box is pretty strong, so I'm just going to let it sit on the box for now. Oh, little fingerprint on the top there. Not Apple-like. Okay. That is the front of the machine. And yeah, let me just swivel this down a little bit, so you can see the whole machine. That's the front. This styrofoam off of there. There we go. There's one side. There's another side. Oh boy. And there is the back. Again, these machines are heavy. It's all made of aluminum, but there's obviously a lot of guts in there that add up to some weight. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get ready to install some RAM and some hard drives. Okay, now these have a lever on the back here that you pop out, and then this side should come right off. just like that. Again, very well made piece of aluminum. There's our RAM right here. So then, from what I understand, you have to open these in a certain order. I'm not sure which one first. Maybe this one first? And then this one? Maybe. Looks like you can do them at the same time. Okay, and then this tray comes right out. Oops. And this has the RAM on it right here, 3 sticks of RAM, standard RAM, and this is the processor right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace these 3 sticks with 3 8 gig SIMs. It currently has 3 1 gigs in here, and then I'm not going to use these 1 gigs. I'll probably end up sending them back for a credit. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Set this down right here, and I'll get the RAM. By the way, the RAM that I bought came from OWC, Other World Computing. And here's the box. They come packaged like that. And so, let me set them up here at the top. The humidity is pretty high this time of the year here, so I'm not concerned about static electricity. And also my carpeting is anti-static when I bought carpeting and all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 3 of these out, at least I think I am. Pull that back, pull that back, pull that back. SIM's a little, it's fatter for sure. Maybe that's because it's more RAM to it, I don't know. So I'm going to put these in the same 3 slots, starting with the one on the back. And again, I haven't booted this up, I've just now unboxed it, so taking a risk here. But this is all going to work out. Yeah, those kind of, there they go, snapped into place. And this other one. So what you do is you kind of force them in the slot, and as you do, those snaps snap shut. You just make sure they're nice and straight and lined up when you pop them in there. And we're going to go from 3 gigs of RAM to 24 gigs of RAM, just like this. By the way, this is a 6-core machine, single processor, 6-core. It has the faster clock speed, 3.33. And I've been told for the next couple of years, this machine will actually be faster than the dual processor machine for most programs, because most programs aren't written to use all of that, all those cores, 12 cores. So with the faster clock speed and with all this RAM, I should be pretty fast. Now I've only got 4 RAM slots, but again, I've got 3 8s in here for 24 gigs, which should be plenty for the next several years. And I only keep my workstations about 3 years on average. So that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. So let me get the hard drive ready to install. This is like, I would say this is the Lexus of computers, not Rolls-Royce, because Rolls-Royce gives a lot of trouble. Lexus are very reliable, very well made. I would say that's what this equates to. By the way, I closed these simultaneously. I've heard somebody say you have to open one first and the other. I did them simultaneously and they worked fine. So and there's my upgraded graphics card. I got there's 2 options. I got the faster one. I forget the exact number, 5870 or whatever the heck it is. But anyway, it's the $200 more money for the better graphics card. Well, better being a relative term. Now it's got 1 hard drive in here, so I'm going to slide this over. Oh, I'm sorry. That's unlocked. It's unlocked because this lever's up. The bays are unlocked. So just pull it out right like this. This is the tray that you put the hard drive on. And just to look at what they're like, I'm going to pull this one out. This is the factory hard drive that came with it. And so I know how it's mounted and all. So I'm going to take this tray in on the workbench and I'm going to mount the new drive, and then we'll do another clip. Back in. This is the factory original drive. It's going to go in the first bay. Okay. And this is the bay that I just installed the drive on. I mean the second slider that I installed the, this is a 2 terabyte second drive. Okay, so those are both in place. They're not locked until this lever goes down. But I've got my RAM in, I've got my 2 hard drives, the original 1 terabyte, and then I've got a 2 terabyte that I'm going to put all my data on. I've got about 1.5 terabytes of data right now, so this will hold all of it. And then I'm going to put another 2 terabyte in this slider, it should be here tomorrow, that will serve as a backup. I'm simply going to back up my data from here to here, and then I'm of course going to have it backed up on my Drobo as well, and then other locations as well. And then I'm going to still have another bay free, and I'm hoping eventually to upgrade these to 3 terabyte drives and put these 2 terabytes in my Drobo when the 3 terabyte drives come out. So that's my game plan on data storage. Okay, so I've installed the new system and I'm getting ready to transfer my data from the old iMac, which you see there in the foreground, over to the Mac Pro, which is parked over to the right side there. Okay, a couple of quick comments. We're down to about 12 minutes remaining. It's been a little over 6 hours, maybe going on 7 hours. And one thing I wanted to comment about is this Mac Pro is running really cool and quiet. One thing I didn't really like about this big iMac, 24-inch iMac, is it runs pretty hot. You touch the top of it and it feels pretty hot. Also, one thing I wanted to mention while I got the camera moving around here freestyle is up here in the back here you can see this Drobo. Get around this light. You can see the Drobo there, and then I've got a second 2 terabyte Outrigger hard drive there behind that vintage Motorola phone there. And these are up high and dry here, just in case we get a flood or something. They're up nice and high, and those are for backup purposes only at this point, because the main data storage will be in the Mac Pro, and one of the reasons why I got the Mac Pro is those 4 drive bays, so I'll be able to store all my actual data in that machine, and then the Drobo and the other Outrigger there will simply be in place for backup purposes. Okay, a few more things regarding the setup. I moved the printer, which I almost never use, and the telephone system over here to the shelf on the right, so it's completely off the workstation. Back here in the back, I've got the Drobo and the other 2 terabyte external hard drive tucked away, again well up off of the main workstation, so freeing up a lot of desk space here. That's where the third monitor will be once I get that hooked up and working. So just going to be a better workspace, less cluttered, and get these peripherals up off out of the way. Even though now I have the big Mac Pro sitting back here in the corner, I'm actually ending up with a lot more space because I got these other items up off of the desk and out of the way. Okay, I'm very pleased with the speed of this machine and the entire setup. The Transfer My Programs worked great. I'm actually producing this video on the new system. Everything came through great. Put your questions in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them.